Right now we're going to talk a little bit about making dates. So in the last couple of vlogs, we talked about getting ready, getting to the city, getting an orientation, getting familiar with your surroundings. Then we talked about that first big social and what a life-defining event that is. So many incredibly beautiful, approachable women right there before us. You couldn't possibly duplicate something like that here in the States. It's just a remarkable experience. So we talk about the socials and how to navigate through and how to come out of it successfully. When the socials are over, now we've got our daily introductions and our dates. So now we're going out on dates. We're going out on dates in the middle of the day. We're going out in the afternoon, in the evening. We're meeting people for breakfast. How are those dates created? You're going to obviously meet a number of women at the socials that you want to follow up with. So let's talk about getting their contact information and what that looks like. When you meet women at the socials, as you get to know them, it's perfectly okay to ask them for their contact information. You just simply ask, what would be the best way to reach you tonight or tomorrow? I'd love to have more time with you. If you're available for lunch, let's do lunch. If you're available for coffee, let's do coffee. Would you like to meet and just walk around the city a little bit, maybe get some dessert later on? Something simple like that. How can I reach you? How can I make that happen? You could definitely make dates during the socials. A number of guys will do this. They'll come out of the social saying, I'm meeting a girl at 9 o'clock tomorrow morning. I'm meeting a girl later on tonight. I'm meeting somebody tomorrow night. You can definitely do that. But for some women whose schedule might be a little bit up in the air, and for many women that's the case, they've got to rearrange a few things in order to be available for those dates, and they will. But you ask them, how can I follow up with you? What is the best way to reach you? Is it your home number? Is it your cell phone number? When should I be calling you? When you give me this phone number, when are the best hours to reach you? And it may surprise some guys that, women, they work long hours, so there may be certain times of the day or the evening that might be better to reach them than others. But you simply get that information and get their current email address. Ask them for an email address, follow up with an email as soon as you can, whenever that is. Hey, looking forward to seeing you tomorrow. Hey, can't wait to go out on the town with you tonight, or something like that. Just definitely get that email information, send a follow-up email, send a text message. Don't overdo it. You're making a first impression, but get the contact information right up front. Make sure you have that. I can't tell you how many times guys leave the socials with women they definitely were interested in, whose contact information they didn't get. And we can usually get it for them, but it's certainly a quicker process if you just get it while you're there in the moment. So when do we call the women for you? When do we reach out to the women on your behalf? Well, that usually starts at about 9 o'clock in the morning until about 8 o'clock p.m. every single day of the tour, except of course on those days when there are socials. We'll call for you on those days. There's a lot of last minute running around that we're doing to get ready for those socials, but most of the individual dates that we're going to help you arrange are going to be calls that are made between 9 a.m. and around 8 p.m. in the evening. Now here's the thing. Most of the time, women in Ukraine and women around the world won't answer their phone until about 11 or 12 o'clock. They're either at work getting things done, or they're at home sleeping in, especially if we're on a weekend. I've mentioned before how women in Ukraine especially work incredibly long hours. So there's no Department of Labor to speak of. There's nobody standing up for workers' rights in Ukraine, at least not effectively. And you will see women in Ukraine working 12, 14, 16-hour days at a time. 3, 4, 5 days in a row. Obviously, when the weekend comes, if they're not working on Saturday, they're going to want to catch up on a little bit of sleep, or they're going to want to have a little bit of time with any children or family that they have. So it's really considered rude for us as a staff to call those women before 10 or 11 o'clock in the morning. So we'll try a few calls in the early part of the morning. Most of our calls are going to occur as we get a little bit closer to noontime. And as women call us back and then make whatever arrangements that they have to, it's not uncommon for, the first half of a weekday to go by before we've heard back from the women and they're able to confirm on dates. Sometimes, as you can imagine, guys are getting a little bit restless because we're alpha males. We manage our schedule to the minute. 9 o'clock in the morning, we've got our list of women that we want to reach, and we hand that over to the staff, and we're just counting the minutes to hear from the girls that they're ready to go out on dates. Sometimes those dates aren't confirmed until 12 o'clock or 1 o'clock in the afternoon. So guys are getting sometimes a little bit antsy at 11 or 12 o'clock, and then by 1 or 2 o'clock, boom, 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 3 dates just like that lined up for that evening or the following evening, the following day, etc. So there are specific times when it's more effective to reach out to the women. We have to respect the world that they're in and their families and their privacy and etc. So we do that. It's one of the things that distinguishes us from our competitors. We care a great deal about the women and their lives, and we treat them with respect. So we'll call them at times that are effective for us. We'll reach them. We'll arrange those dates for you.
Join men from all over the world as they take a trip and find their future brides. Interested? Check out our website at Don't forget to click on our red subscribe button and notice bell to get updated every time we add something new.